joining me today in the winners. Alright, so tell me, kids are giving you a global voice.
Welcome back, viewers. I'm here with a medical doctor from New Jersey by the name of Dr. Trevor Dixon. He came to Pennsylvania to screen the athletes to make sure they don't have any medical issues. So how was your flight to Pennsylvania?
Well, actually, I didn't have to fly from Pennsylvania because I'm now stationed in New Jersey.
Oh.
So I drove down last night for the Penn relays, and Erwin Clare, one of the founders of the Team Jamaica Bickle, asked me to be here to make sure the athletes were okay and they had no medical issues.
Tell me a little bit about Team Jamaica Bickle relationship with the JAHJAH Foundation.
Well, the founder of Team Jamaica Bickle, Erwin Clare, and I have always been very good friends. And out of that collaboration, it so happened that he found a need for an emergency medicine physician to help the athletes. And that came out of the death. Some of the athletes were suffering from sudden cardiac death while performing. So Erwin came and asked me and see how can I help screen some of these athletes to see who are at risk of sudden cardiac death. And Erwin brought me on board to do some of the testing. Actually, we do most of the testing in Jamaica.
So tell me a little bit about the steps in screening an athlete.
Okay, well, basically, as you know, Jamaica has thousands of athletes. So what screening means, you try to find the athletes who the coaches think are more at risk for dying from sudden cardiac death. And those risk factors are things like athletes who get short of breath before everybody else gets short of breath, athletes that complain about chest pain, or athletes that have headache or muscle fatigue after performance. Those the athletes screen those athletes out and say, hey, I think you should probably get cardiac tested to see if everything's okay with your heart.
Based on your views, tell me what are you expecting for this year's Penn relays?
For this year's Penn relays, we come here and we hope that the Jamaican athletes do well, and we hope that this is a venue that provides opportunity for a lot of them for their future goals, whether it's athletics or whatever their educational goals are.
For last question, could you tell me a little bit how you're managing the weather since it's a cold, chilly? It's so chilly.
Well, everything is kind of relative. I've been living in the Northeast now for maybe over 30 years, so I understand that when the athletes come from a very warm climate and they're faced with the challenges of the climate here in the Northeast United States, it can be pretty challenging because the breathing, sometimes the cold air affects their performance and it affects their muscle also. So I just tell the athletes, like I'm from the country in Jamaica, a place called Christian in Manchester, and it can be pretty cold there. So I think if some of the athletes in Jamaica would challenge themselves and find the colder parts of Jamaica, and Jamaica has its cold parts, If you go up in the hills in Sligoville, you can find cold temperatures there, and in Manchester, a place called Christian in Manchester, we're up in the mountains, in the Blue Mountains. Those areas are good for athletes to get acclimated to the weather that they will face in the Northeast United States. That might be one tip.
Okay, thank you for this great interview.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're great.
There you have it, viewers. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.